Module 7, Recording 8. Part 1.
My grandparents were both Russian, but they met in London. My grandmother's story was the most interesting. She was a servant girl in Russia, and she worked for a rich family. During the First World War, this rich family decided to move to London, and they took my grandmother and some of their other servants with them. But when they got to London, they decided they didn't need all these servants. They had too many. So they decided not to keep my grandmother. Perhaps they didn't have enough money to keep her. I don't know.
Part 2.
So anyway, they decided to take my grandmother for a walk in the centre of London, Oxford Street or somewhere like that. And they said to her, "Wait here, we'll come back in a few minutes." And then they just went away and never came back. And she waited and waited and waited. She was only 16 years old, a poor servant girl from a farm in Russia. She spoke no English at all, and they left her all alone in the centre of London. Can you imagine?
Part 3.
Anyway, she walked around for hours and hours trying to find someone who spoke Russian. And in the end, she actually found some Russian people who took her to the Russian community in London. There was a big Russian community in Shoreditch, in East London in those days. And there she met my grandfather. He was 48 years old and also Russian, and he decided he needed a wife to look after him. So he married my grandmother, and they had 2 children, my father and my uncle. It's an amazing story, isn't it?